Today we will discuss a small theme in Black Hat, which carries a huge impact on us, and that is injustice and judgment. I would like to let Amelia talk.
They told me that I'd never walk, that I'd never compete with the other kids. It wasn't in me to play water polo or rugby. That motocross wasn't for people like me. And a man with no legs can't run. Anything else you want to tell me?
Poster Presentation. A brief intro. He was born in South Africa, and at the age of 11 months old, he had to have his legs amputated below the knee because of a medical condition. Despite that, he was active in sports. He played hockey, rugby. Due to a knee injury because of a rugby, he was introduced to running and never looked back. He became an athlete and joined the Paralympic Games, winning numerous gold medals for South Africa. Yet, despite that, he believed he could compete with other able-bodied athletes. So he petitioned to become an athlete in the Summer Olympics, and his petition was approved. So in the 2012 Summer Olympics, he represented South Africa and became the first Paralympic athlete to run in the Summer Olympics. And because of this, he was viewed as an inspiration. He became a living symbol that disabilities do not hinder you or stop you from doing things. So he was viewed as a hero and inspiration. So a lot of sports companies, they took him in and wanted him to become their brand ambassador. That is until one incident.
Recording. To the affidavit, Pistorius claimed he was closing the balcony window when he heard a noise from inside the bathroom. Pistorius feared an intruder had entered the house, as he realized his bathroom windows lacked burglar bars and that workmen had left ladders outside his house. He grabbed a 9mm handgun from beneath his pillow and headed to the bedroom.
On Valentine's Day night, Poster Presentation, he woke up and then he heard a noise. So he took his gun and went to the source of the noise, which was this toilet, and he shot through the door of the toilet, thinking he was an intruder. He went back to his room and realized that his girlfriend, Nipa's income, is not there, and then to his horror, he believed he did a mistake. He broke through the toilet door and found his girlfriend in the toilet. And he took her in his arms, and according to him, she died in his arms. So because of that incident, public perception of him took a 180-degree turn. From a hero, he became the villain. So he was convicted in court of culpable homicide, meaning murder without intention of killing, and was sentenced to 5 years in prison. He claimed that it was a mistake. He thought it was an intruder, but some begged to differ. For example, Riva's parents, they believed that Oscar Pistorius killed her cold blood, and it was on purpose because there were signs of trouble, they were fighting. So the true events of that night, we may never know what really unfolded. However, it shows how judgment is quickly given out. If he was innocent, but the public perception of him has changed. People are quick to judge and not so quick to change their minds. If he was guilty, then it shows his wickedness and cunningness of lying and trying to persuade others that he was not guilty. So it begs the question, is a person's life more valuable than another's? Is it right to kill people and say it's self-defense, the cost of another person's life? That's something to ponder about. Now we pass to my friend Mujanna.
Amelia talked about judgment. I'll be talking about injustice. As we all know, justice is the fairness in protection of rights. We feel justice around us when we feel safe. We feel like we're free to go anywhere. It's a justice. And the punishment of wrongs. If someone does wrong, so they deserve to be punished. While all legal systems aim to uphold this through fair and proper administration, there are still laws. It's called law, which is actually in our world it's injustice, but it's still going on and it's a law. And it is possible to have unjust laws, and not all cases are clear-cut. That means things that it's crystal clear that it's unjust. It's like you kill someone and then it's like everyone knows you kill someone, you kill it publicly, but according to law, it was a self-defense, but clearly it was a murder. This is called kangaroo court. Well, according to Wikipedia, kangaroo court denies due process and fairness in the name of expediency. Court of 10 held to give the appearance of a fair and just trial, even though the verdict has in reality already been decided before the trial has begun. That means, for example, this person is not proven to be wrong, but they are brought to trials, but their outcomes of the trial is already been decided. They do this trial process just to show public that they are being justice. But the for example, during the wartime when Nazis and Jews were brought in front of they have this conflict. They were brought in court, and all the judges were Nazis. So it's clearly that the Nazis will of course kill the Jews. So that's what kangaroo court is about. Defendant will likely be allowed no defense, or be allowed to call witness, present evidence, or make objection. So we think that this might be the old cases during old days. No, this is happening in our real world now. It's happening now I can say in Malaysia, in everywhere, but it's very closed. In Malaysia it's very close, but country like Australia, UK, Canada, it's happening in their military. But what I want to tell today is a case where a girl was arrested and were raped by 13 men in order of kangaroo cases, in order of kangaroo court. So there was this girl in West Bengal, India. She had an affair with a man, different culture, different and all that. So she was having an affair. It was almost 5 years. No one has objection, but there's this, what do you call that? Ketua Kampung, and he is like likes the girl or sort of. So when there's one Monday night, this guy came to the girl's house to propose the girl. They caught him. So he said that it's wrong for the girl to marry a non-tribal girl. So they know already that what to do with the girl. They know, so they call all the villagers, not all the villagers, they called 13 men, which was unknown from where they came. They called them, they had a meeting and said that, oh, this girl, she did a mistake and she deserves to be punished. So they decided that the girl and the boy each have to pay 25 rupee, knowing that the girl is very poor. She cannot even afford 1,000 rupee per month, I say. So they asked her to pay in one night, 25,000 rupee. The boy, however, managed to do that, but the girl's family couldn't. So what they do, at the same night, they said, okay, she couldn't pay, so they said, she couldn't pay, so boys go and have fun with her. That was, I quoted his sentence. So this is what's still going on. This happened on 23rd January 2014. And the sad thing is that the girl, until now, she doesn't get any justice. It said that, oh, it was culture court, kangaroo court, it was already a court, she did the mistake and then she deserved to do that and all that. And it's been almost 2.5 years and nothing has been done to that 13 men, and they're like running freely everywhere. So I would like to show you a video. My video.
When this 5-year-old girl is raped by a 19-year-old man in Mukutani, Tiati Sub-County, Baringo County, the men of the community go up in arms in her defense, as they should be. They demand that the boy must be punished for his actions, and he is, at least his family is. Only that the kind of justice expected, in a court of law that is not the one given. The elders of the community deciding to hold their own kangaroo court from under a tree and dispense justice. The girl's father is said to have received the settlement without the knowledge of the mother and later refusing to pursue the case any further. It may not be the kind of justice this family had hoped for, but they chose to be content. Sadly, there's no other way, they say. Never mind that this 19-year-old boy, who now walks the village a free man, tore her with this sharp razor ring on his finger before forcing himself on her. If this 19-year-old man was to stand trial over the allegations and found guilty, he would have been imprisoned for life, according to the Sexual Offences Act of 2006 that said, a person who commits an offence of defilement with a child aged 11 years or less shall, upon conviction, be sentenced to imprisonment for life.
All these cases should be able to be reported to the police, the girl who is taken to court.
Said to be rampant in the area, especially with such settlements and with such kangaroo courts. There is no fear of retribution, leaving such young girls vulnerable and their mothers desperate. Illinois Sunday Live.
Well, that's happening in countries like India and Africa, like that. But modern countries like UK, US and all that, they apply this kangaroo code in their military life. Kangaroo code in military is called a drumhead court-martial. Instead of proper table or notes, a makeshift board or writing medium, they, for example, an army, he did something wrong, or it's like he's afraid or he doesn't overcome his own fear, they will shot him, and it's called shot at dawn. That means they already know he's so useless, he can't even overcome his own fear. So they don't want him in the clan anymore. So they will find a reason or excuse to bring him to the court, and they already know that he's going to be shot. So they'll just impose on him some unreasonable things, unreasonable accusation on him, and make him kill him at dawn. So it's called shot at dawn, and still being done in countries like we call so civilized country. That's all from us. Thank you.